evening, everyone. Well, good
Hey,
evening or good
Chris.
morning or whatever the hell was appropriate. Um, hey Gerald, how you doing? Oh my goodness, Gerald, your camera froze and it was like a total Baywatch scene there. So it was. It was like you were fanning yourself, your hair was like this, and then your camera froze. That was like the perfect.
Oh my God. Oh my. So
How you doing?
I'm well. I am doing very well. And as I was saying to Chris, um, a couple of things. Well, I didn't say this to you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I hope more people contact you about doing roundtable readings. I'm
Me
looking at
too.
you. Do it. Notice just popped. Um,
Okay.
and I was telling you, the first one we did was January 7th of 2021. And then we did a 6 month follow-up, which we did on July 22nd of 2021. So it has been over a year.
Yeah,
So
over a year since your last. It doesn't
it,
feel like that long has passed since you were last on,
it
Gerald.
doesn't. No,
I
it
know that you've
doesn't.
been on the channel since, but like, because I remember it like quite clearly. Like it was we were using Abyss, weren't we? And I even remember pulling Eight of Cups for you. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel that long ago.
And I was rewatching the first one because it'd been a while. So I was taking notes
Yeah.
and
Right.
um,
Okay.
it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like,
So I want to say hi to everyone that's in the chat. How is everybody doing this week? So I'm assuming that the secret's out and you've worked it out by now, but I've been joined here by the lovely Gerald from TAROTSTACHE. I believe that I've put Gerald's channel in the video description. If I've not, then slap on the hand for me and my mods can correct it by popping it in the chat for me. But please, please, please do go and subscribe to Gerald's channel. Gerald is and I say this with love, the Tarot Tube bicycle. Gerald, yeah, Gerald has lots of lives with lots of amazing people, um,
this is my
and has a
stack of
lot.
what's coming up.
Yeah. Oh, what is the deck? Or do we get to know? Is it a
Well, of
secret?
course you get to know because, right now we're doing roundtable readings on elemental cartomancy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We are.
but this just in, Richie is having a casual about the Ellis
Oh.
Tarot, and this just in,
Ah,
Tarot Ellis, the deck creator, will be joining
is
us.
joining you. Well, that's very exciting. Is that tomorrow? It is the
That
5th of
is
August.
tomorrow, yes. So everybody goes
Wow.
over to Longman Tarot. I'm so excited. It's like his
Well, you
unicorn
heard it
deck.
here, guys. So make sure that everyone, if someone could actually pop a link to Richie's channel, Longman Tarot, in the chat for me. If everyone can make sure you're subscribed and you've got your notifications turned on, then you should get a wee notification when they go live. So Richie, Gerald, and is it Rebecca Ellis? Did you say? I'm sorry, I don't know her name.
No,
What was
it's
the girl's
Taylor.
first name? Taylor Ellis.
Taylor Ellis.
Right. Sorry, I don't know where I got Rebecca from. That was random.
I don't know.
Um. Well. Um. Yeah, they'll go live together, and you will get the notification on your phone to tell you that they're live. So go subscribe. So if one of my mods could pop that in the chat for me, that would be just fantastic.
Yeah.
But we're here today to do a roundtable reading. Now, for anyone that's not seen one of these before, roundtable readings is basically where I have a guest on, a guest querent, and that is the lovely Gerald, and I'm pointing the wrong way. That is the lovely Gerald this evening. Gerald's come
Emphasis
on
on
to
queer.
um, oh, querent. Right, I've got you.
Okay, sorry.
I was
Chris
like,
is being
I
so
didn't call him
serious. It's like,
queer.
what the hell? Okay, I'll be serious.
um, no, it's okay. You probably put me off by being serious because I'm not used to
Oh, yeah, here.
it.
Oh, go ahead. Hmm. Mm.
Can you twirl your mustache with your tiny hands?
Well,
Um,
this is as a result because of Sandra and Tony. They were talking about Pan's Labyrinth, and I'm like, I want tiny
oh.
hands like that. Sorry, hashtag tiny hands alert.
Yeah. Um, Roundtable readings is where I have a guest querent on and we do a full tarot reading, card by card, live here on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. But not just for that. I'm encouraging everyone to get involved. So each card, I'm going to invite everyone in the chat to let me know what your thoughts are on the cards that are being pulled. Gerald is going to share his thoughts with us, and I'll be sharing my thoughts as well. So we're all readers here, hence the round table reading. We're all readers
Hmm.
of the round table, if you will. So there we go. I've explained in a roundabout way what we're doing. Let's kind of get kicked off. Now, the first thing, I guess, is for Gerald to let us know what his question is. So, Gerald, do you want to chat a bit about your question?
Okay. Yeah, Chris and I were talking about this, and the last two times I talked specifically about my word of the year. And in 2021, it was step. In 2022, it's intention. But I've also been enjoying YouTube and what I've been doing on YouTube, and my channel has grown. I have a lot of fun. I get to invite a lot of people in, get to learn some things, and I would like some insight on the direction to my YouTube channel. So, what do
Okay.
the cards have to say? So,
Okay.
was that
Sounds
clear
good.
enough?
I think so. Some insight into the direction of your YouTube channel. In fact, you know what I'll do? Whilst you're so I've not explained yet. We're going to do this a wee bit differently, just a wee bit differently from how I've done this before. So normally I'll pull the cards. I'll have a tarot deck. I'll be shuffling it. I'll pull the cards. Just like I guess a traditional tarot reading. But because obviously our lovely Gerald is a tarot reader himself, I thought it'd be interesting for him to pull his own cards. Now, don't worry, you'll still be able to see them because I've got my deck here in order, and you're going to see my table. I'm going to be putting the cards on the table that Gerald pulls, so you've got a view of the spread as well as as well as anyone else. But I just thought it'd be interesting to get Gerald to pull the cards instead of me doing it for a change.
I think that's
So
great.
Gerald's busy shuffling his deck just now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my banners and I'm going to put. So let me edit this.
Hi, everybody in chat. I see a lot of people, and if you see me looking down, it's because I'm just getting caught up. So it's great to see everybody. Lovely people. Wow.
So advice on the direction of your YouTube channel.
Yes. And we all know as readers, the clearer the question, the more insight that we can gain. So I know when I've done readings for people, I talk about, talk to the person and go, "What's going on? Tell what do you want to know?" And that gives the layers. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, dokes, guys. We're going to kick off. I will. In fact, do you know what I've not done? I've not went down and said hi to everyone that's in the chat. Now I'm
Why don't you
conscious
do that?
there's a lot of chat to do that with now, but let me quickly go down. So we've got Gerald from TAROTSTACHE. Hello, Gerald. We've
Hi.
got Laurie from Laurie Tries Life. We've got Malamir's here. Hey, Malamir.
Hey,
Robin from
Malamir.
Toadstool Tarot. I've got Lisa Stevens. I've got
Hi,
Beth from
Lisa.
Aspasia Rising. I've got the lovely
Yay.
Debbie from Aquarius Owl.
Ooh.
Let's see. I've got our very lovely Naomi. Hi
Yay.
Naomi, it's lovely to see you. Let's see. We've got our lovely Deanne from Blue Crescent Tarot. Hey Deanne.
Yay.
I've got Jonathan Daly's here as well. Justin Michael. Hey Justin.
Hey,
He's
Justin.
Justin's watching from the beach. Lucky
Oh
little
gosh.
bitch.
Yes. Sheesh.
I've got Wiki is here. Hi Wiki. It's lovely to meet you. I don't think I've met you
Hey,
before.
Wiki.
Orla's here. Hi Orla, how you doing? Did I catch up with Pamela? Pamela Batchelor is here also. Hi, Pamela.
Pamela?
We've got Liz from Calla Lizzie. Hi, Liz. How are
Yes.
you?
And Richie may have just come in.
Did he indeed? Well, he can wait his turn. No, I'm
He
joking.
can
Hey,
wait his
Richie,
turn.
how you doing? I've got Joan B is here as well. Hi, Joan. It's lovely to see you. Fox with a book. Hey, Fox with a book. How are you? Beth at Aspasia Rising says, I like your faux forest setting, Gerald.
Thank you. And I was telling Chris that I was rewatching, or I started rewatching our checkup, the 6-month checkup, and I was wearing the same shirt today as I was then, and I'm like, I am not doing that. I am changing my shirt because somebody's going to notice it, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Someone's going to see like just those two videos and they're going to think that guy with that moustache, he's only got one shirt.
He's only got one shirt, poor guy. Maybe we should send him some money. Jeez, or send him some shirts, something.
Brian from Blush and Nerd Tarot's also here. Hey, how you doing?
Brian?
I've also got Richie from Longman Tarot, and I also saw Tanya Riley is here. Hey, Tanya. Regina is here. Hang on a wee second.
And I would imagine that. Oh, oh, sorry. Wow. And I have a new stash tag. I call it hashtag work lurkin
Work
or
lurking,
workin'
that'll be
lurkin.
Regina.
Yes. Regina's always working.
I know. Joe, hi Joe, how you doing? Right,
Joe.
I think that's us. If I've missed you, it's because I've basically this is the chat and I've went down, 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 and then I've stopped and it jumped and I've had to come up from the top. So if I've
Yep.
not quite caught myself in the middle, I apologise. But welcome to everyone that's here. So let's kick off. Let me just get the screen sorted to the way that we like it to be. That's not. There we go. So I'm going to be like that, and then we're going to have face and table. Don't need this. Right, we're kicking off with the soul cards, guys. So this is
Yes.
how I always start round table readings. I like to pull a wee soul card. These don't have any set interpretations or definitions or anything like that. It's really up to the viewer to decide what this card means. Now, bearing in
Mm-hmm.
mind, Gerald's question is scrolling along the bottom. We're looking for some advice on the direction of his YouTube channel. Okay, so we're looking essentially the subject matter is Gerald's YouTube channel. So we're going to pull the soul card and we're going to say what we see in this card in
Mm-hmm.
relation to that question. So let me stop talking and I'll just get it done, shall I?
Okay.
Oh, okay. So let me hold that up nice and close so that everyone can see what card it is. Quite interesting, isn't it? What I would say right away is both faces look quite happy, I think. They both look
Mm-hmm.
quite content. You could, I think this is the kind of thing where you could view it as this person's almost smothering this person, or it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a kind of an overprotective shield where it's just they've gotten a wee bit too much camped in. I don't
Mm-hmm.
actually, it could look like that to some people, and some, people in the chat might see that. So, guys, let me know what you think. I actually don't get that because when you look at these two faces, both are very content. They're very kind of a tranquil. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually get a real protective feel from this card. What do you think when you see that, Gerald?
I see a protection card as well. I also am getting perhaps it is a card of like spiritual connection, spiritual guidance
Okay.
too, but
Yeah.
definitely protection. And
Yeah.
they're working together. No one seems upset that they're doing that, so it's a union and it's a nice balance.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see how like when we look at the kind of a colours that both individuals have been
Mm-hmm.
painted, this person's been painted a different colour from this person. It's
Hmm.
almost as though this person's kind of taken the hit from the one in, the kind of the one covering up on top. It's as though they're taking a lot of shit. They're protecting this person from a lot of stuff that they otherwise would be getting hit with. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Um, so again, it's that kind of a protective umbrella feel, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Wow.
So that's interesting because
It
would you
is.
have thought if I'd said to you, what do you get out of doing your YouTube channel, Gerald? Would you have said, "Oh, well, actually, I feel as though it's protecting me. Like I feel I almost get a kind of a protective feel from it." Um,
No, I wouldn't have said that. Um, but I'm fortunate because the people that I've worked with have all been great people. The efforts and the work has been quite enjoyable. So I'm looking at the color of it too, and stepping back or
Let me
seeing
zoom
it
it in
from this
actually.
direct,
Let me stick it here and zoom the camera in a wee bit so as we can.
because it sort of looks like a seed. If you look at it, and
Yeah,
when I look at it without my glasses on, it sort of looks like a seed.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Let me have a look
hmm,
and see what some of the people in the chat are saying.
yeah, I'd love that.
Liz says he spent all his money on tarot cards and only has one shirt. It's so sad.
Yeah, but it's a good shirt.
Yeah. Naomi says you suit red. Um,
Thank you.
let's see. Try to find where we start talking about the cards. So bear with me just a wee second.
Yeah, no, I get
Oh,
it.
hello,
I know what it's
Regina.
like. Caramel macchiato. Mm.
Let's see. Oh, Justin must be watching with his mum. Oh, there
Oh,
he says, my mother is listening too. Well, hey, Justin's mum, how you doing?
hi, Justin's mom.
Uh, everyone's saying hi to Justin's mum. Right, here we go. Naomi says protection.
Mm-hmm.
Simon from the Hermit's Cave is here. Hi, Simon, how are you?
Simon.
Simon says, always loved that card. Um, it makes me feel protected and held.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a really nice position. OnlyFans says Joe. Hey,
That's a different video series.
it is. That's a different YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it's not a YouTube channel, it's an OnlyFans channel. So, you know, ooh.
Okay. Um,
I
I
don't
suppose we
know
wouldn't
anything
need to
about
worry about your shirt for that one, Gerald. Eh?
that's exactly right. I don't know what you're talking about. I've only heard stories.
Beth says, I see this as a positive card. Gerald can open himself up to his spirit guides or his
Hmm.
guides going forward to inspire his channel.
Yes.
Let's see. I almost see the goddess Nut with that top figure arcing over. Yeah, that's that. I thought of that as well. I couldn't remember the goddess's name. I think it's got the goddess Nut, the one that kind of she doesn't quite go forward. She goes backwards, like she's doing the kind of a crab stand.
Mm.
I'm sure that's the one. Um, you can see her on. Oh, I can't remember. I've got an Egyptian oracle deck, and she's in that. And I'm sure there's other decks where I've seen her as well, but yeah, I do know. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're meaning, Jonathan.
I'll have to look that up.
Um, but the god, I'm pronouncing it Nut. I don't know if it's Nut or not, but it's a protective feel as well. So it is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Malamir agrees. Just thinking
Mm-hmm.
that. Let's see. Lifting up, says Lisa. There's almost a yin-yang kind of a type feel as well, isn't there?
Yes, yes.
You see the way this hand is coming up and then this hand, or this wing, I guess, is coming down. So a kind of an intermelding of different energies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, within the earth, says Naomi. Lisa says also I see collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Joan says it does look like a seed nestled in the earth. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's quite a cool idea, isn't it? So if this is the
Yeah.
seed, then what is that going to blossom into? What's going to bloom from
Mm-hmm.
that? It looks like a blanket of protection, says Richie. Don't know why I keep wanting to mix up names here. Justin's mum says hello back to everyone. We just saw some dolphins.
Oh, that's
Very
cool.
nice. Jonathan says that top figure has wings in place of arms. Gerald lifts people up
Aw.
with happiness and good feelings. That's absolutely spot on, I think.
Thank you, Jonathan.
It looks like a nest,
Mm-hmm.
says Debbie. I see protection, but also as constricting freedom a wee bit, says Justin.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I can too.
Kristen's here. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen.
Protection is often a double-edged sword. Protected, but limits movement. I say that without judgment. Yeah,
And
so sorry, Gerald.
I get that completely, because when in school, in art school, if a teacher says go make some artwork and doesn't give some limitations around it, I really struggle. It overwhelms me. So I think that protection here, as Justin is saying, it it limits in a safe way. Because when you get to the edges of that protection, or when I get to the edges of that protection, I slow down enough to check and go, okay, do I still want to do that? Is that exactly what is my intention is? So
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
yeah. There's when I was going through the majors in the Mariel, there's two of the Hebrew letters. The first one is the ninth one. Annoyingly, I can't remember what it is, but maybe someone will know the ninth Hebrew letter. And the Samek, which I think is the 15th, because I'm sure it corresponds to the devil in the Mariel. So they're almost the same, but the ninth one, in fact, is it Nun? No, that might be different. The Samek kind of looks like an O, but the ninth one, which hopefully someone will tell me what it is, Tet. Tet, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
think Tet is like it has a wee space, and it's almost like and it was interesting that it's the link to the number 9, because 9 is the number of months typically in pregnancy, and human
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy anyway, and it's like the protective kind of a womb, but it has this opening, so it's still kind of you still have space to kind of I don't know, spread your wings when you're ready to, whereas
Yes.
Samek is completely enclosed, and I know most people won't tie the Hebrew letters to the majors like Marie White has. So Samek would maybe be something else, but I liked it paired with the devil because it does have that kind of because it's completely enclosed, it has that kind of a restrictive, protective kind of a
Mm-hmm.
feeling, and that was what Justin's comment made me think of. So yeah, sorry, that took me ages to get out what I was thinking there, but we got there in the end.
And it made sense. I get that.
Um,
Get that.
Naomi says, I feel like the arm in the middle is creating a sigil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here. Angelic protection, says Wiki.
Yeah, Wiki.
So it is Newt.
Okay.
Let's see. I feel as though the seated figure is trying to connect with the winged figure above. The winged figure has an energy. The seated figure is absorbing. A guardian angel or a spirit guide, says Liz. Kristen says a mother bird nurturing a child before she shoves it out of the nest to learn to fly. Selkie's here. Hi Selkie, how are you? I feel as I've not seen you in ages. I see a young person and the older person guiding the young person. That's lovely.
I like that, yeah.
And Kristen says the hand could be doing the teaching mudra. Yeah. Okay.
Good. That's great.
Emmy the Grey. Hi, Emmy. How are you doing?
Hi, Emma. Emma is probably Emma is one who does the work lurking a lot.
Oh, nice.
So
we've got Karen Lewis here as well. Hi, Karen. It's lovely
Karen.
to meet you. Says I see the multidimensional self and the cosmic womb.
Ooh, that's poetic, isn't it?
I know. Right, what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to zoom back out. Just so
Hold on, keep your hands and arms.
Down.
Keep your head and arms
inside the
ride
vehicle
at all times. Chris is driving, people. Did we tell them what deck we're using?
I don't think we did. Do you want to will I swap us around and you can share what deck we're using, Gerald?
Oh. We're using the Tarot of the She.
No, we're not.
We're not? What are we using? What?
We're using Bonfire, are we not?
Oh, shit. Excuse me. Oops. I'll be right back. Oh my God. This is how unprepared I am. See, this is why I need your help, Chris. Okay. Embiggen yourself, get rid of me. We're using the Bonfire. Holy crap. I'll be right back, people. See, this is real life. This is it. Oh my God. I'll be right back. I have to take my headset off.
Right, don't get flustered. Just take your time, okay? Oh my goodness, that was classic. I thought he was joking when he said Tarot of the She. I just thought he was winding me up. Oh, that was a classic blooper. That needs to make the gag reel if nothing else does. I suppose it would have been handy if I'd have checked that he was using the right deck before, but I assure everyone in the chat we had a conversation about this. Oh dear. Oh, poor Gerald. So I'm not sitting shuffling mine because my Bonfire Tarot is in order so that I can lay them out on the table for you. But yeah. Oh dear. Oh, I think I can hear.
Oh my God.
Are you?
I'm back.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. You know what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do another spread with the Tarot of the She later. Okay, we're using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. There you go. Really?
Do you want to show us your Bonefire, some cards from it, Gerald? Because yours is lovely and trimmed, isn't it?
Yes, mine. I would happily show you some of my Bonefire Tarot. Here you go.
So good.
You know, Chris, this actually makes more sense than the Tarot of the She. Always trust Chris, people. So, and I love this deck. I've used this deck a lot for the gratitude challenge. So, yeah, and so I trimmed mine, and mine is purple. So, there you go.
Very nice.
Okay.
Right, you give that a wee shuffle, and whilst you're doing that, bring yourself back to a nice, chill, calmed state of mind.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Aye, that's okay. So I just want to check, are you okay to use this deck, Gerald? Because I do know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and what is funny is I was like when I was rearranging some tarot decks, And fortunately, it was on the shelf, so I didn't have to do Tarot Jenga to find it. So,
good
okay.
stuff. Simon says it's so much better trimmed.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm the same, but do you know, I don't know why I've not made the move to trim mine yet. I think I'm a bit worried that I'm going to fuck it up.
Well, I'll tell you, it's actually very forgiving because it doesn't, I mean, the backs, and again, I don't read the backs, but the backs are a little weird in the
Right,
trimmed
okay.
version. But with the front of the card, or the card that the side that I read with,
Yeah.
it works, and all of them turned out beautifully. So, okay. So, did you tell them what spread? What did I miss while I was panically looking for? While my pants
I
were
was
on
really
fire.
just I was just taking the piss really. We were just
Okay,
laughing at your expense, to be totally honest, Gerald.
good,
People in the chat were loving it. They thought it
good.
was really funny. Karen says you're hilarious. Um, Naomi says that I've thrown you. We did discuss it before.
We did,
Uh,
and I can go back and I have the receipts, as they say. I have the receipts. Chris was right,
Liz,
everybody. Chris was right.
it's
Liz,
okay.
this is live tarot vision, people. Yes.
Yeah, the gag reel.
Okay.
Yeah, I said this is going to make the gag reel.
The gag reel. Oh yeah. 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 And I don't think Richie is ever allowed to do a roundtable reading with you because the two previous times. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks, Richie. See you tomorrow. Not like he,
no, no.
because I was just saying, everybody, guess what? Richie has got, here you go. That's Richie, Longman Taylor, casual. There you go, with Taylor Ellis tomorrow. There you go. Of course, you would be organized, Richie. It's what this is with friends like this, who needs enemies?
That's very true.
Sorry, I'm shamelessly plugging. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I am finished
That's
shuffling.
okay. Selkie said Gerald is such an organised person. I bet that's thrown him.
It just made me
Justin
laugh,
is
actually.
away to
Time to get drunk.
have a wee drink.
I might drink tonight since Justin's doing it. I'm only drinking
Yeah.
coffee right now.
Let's see.
I want to know what Justin's favorite drink is. We don't have to talk about drinking. Okay, I'm back.
Justin's favourite drink. Tell us what your favourite drink is, Justin. Oh, Kristen's following suit. Maybe have a wee glass of wine as well. Everyone copy Justin. Naomi says, get a wine, Gerald.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking
I mean,
coffee. I could
you
put
could
some.
always go and we've not started the spread yet. You could always go and pour yourself one if you really wanted to.
No, it's okay.
No, do we not drink and tarot at the same time?
I do. I do drink and tarot at the same time, but at this point, I am. I'm enjoying the caffeine buzz,
Yeah.
so I don't want to slow it down.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay,
here.
right. So I've not quite explained. We're going to use a variation of the Celtic cross, everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Gerald to pull the cards as I'd explained, and I will tell you the meaning of the position meaning. It's mostly going to take some inspiration from Vincent Battisti's Celtic cross. Okay, so let's remind ourselves of the question. We're looking for advice on Gerald's YouTube channel or on the direction of Gerald's YouTube channel. So, Gerald, if you could pull the first two cards for me, please, and they'll obviously go in the centre as per the usual Celtic cross.
We have Queen of Coins and the 10 of Cups.
So, Queen comes first, and then our 10 of Cups, yeah?
Let me make sure that's the 10 here.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Ten of Cups. Queen does come first.
So the first two cards basically, it's this is actually ideal for Gerald's question because he wanted to kind of have a bit of a chat about the question. So this actually is the question. It's throwing the question back at us. So Gerald's asking for advice on the direction of his YouTube channel. This is talking about the question. So we've got the Queen of Coins, okay, and we've got the Ten of Cups. I love how it looks like she's enjoying a wee picnic, and we see we see a picnic table here. That's quite cool, isn't it?
Yes.
To me, I mean, I don't know about you, Gerald, but the way that I'm looking at this, it's like I don't see you going in a completely new direction. I actually think that what you've been doing is perfect for you. You've actually created the
Mm-hmm.
perfect space for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And how you take that forward, how you go forward with that as you know, reap the benefits of the space that you've created. Sorry guys, I
Mm-hmm.
know that my lighting here isn't great. Um, you know, so that space that you've created for yourself, it's time for you to use that. It's time for you to enjoy that and actually get some benefit out of it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Something else that I'll say about the Queen of Coins is that she always feels a bit like the mama bear to me, you know, that protective. And I'll bring this card back in because we were talking about this is kind of a themes we were talking about here. A
Mm-hmm.
very protective feel, but not in that kind of a negatively protective way. It's more kind of a she creates that safe space for everyone to be themselves and to be their best selves and to thrive. And I think that
Yes.
that is just the most beautiful and perfect way to describe your YouTube channel because you do that. Your YouTube channel is a space for everyone, any kind of a content creators, new and old. They're always welcome on your channel. And you're
Mm-hmm.
very uplifting about people. You make them feel welcome and you make them feel kind of valued and stuff. So I think that this is a perfect kind of a just these cards are a perfect descriptor of your YouTube channel in general. Now, I want to know, I'm interested to know what your thoughts are on these cards, Gerald.
I agree with you. When what I see in the 10 of it looks like it's like the queen was this is what she sees when she's looking at. If we take the queen's view of what's going on, that is what she sees.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? It's like
yeah, absolutely.
she's sitting right behind the teacup, and you know, with the mountain and the I believe that's a river. Just keep going, follow that, and it's a really beautiful match, beautiful pair, especially with that soul card.
Yeah.
So,
It's interesting that we see that mountain, that snow-capped mountain off in the
mm-hmm,
distance, isn't it?
mm-hmm,
Because we've got this kind of this very summery picnic, you know, setting sun, if you see that as a setting sun, feel. But then, and if we're looking at this as what the Queen is looking at, we've got this snowy capped mountain, which is a very different kind of a beast to the rest of what we're dealing with.
mm-hmm,
Um, Mountains for me are, you know, mountains and hills and things like that. It's a symbol of a task, you know, an obstacle. It suggests to me that there might be something coming up that you're going to have to overcome, that you're
mm-hmm.
going to have to work hard at, and it's going to be different than what you've been used to so far. Okay,
That makes sense.
that's
Yes.
just something interesting and something to bear in mind. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because sometimes I think like challenge and conflict, it's the breeding ground of success. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's
Um,
where growth happens. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My lights, I think, are irritating me to a point where I might have to get up and change them round a wee bit, but we'll
Well,
make
and
do for now.
I also see with that mountain, it's the idea of, well, am I climbing that mountain or am I just walking by it? So there's this nice, it's a mountain is that idea of what's the overall goal, and sometimes it could, oh, yeah, here, see these cards, they look so great when I look at them that way. But yeah, that makes that feels really nice, especially with the Queen of Coins.
Yeah.
And within the Queen of Coins, it's all about the Alice in Wonderland. So follow the signs. Drink me, eat me. Let's, follow the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
So
Really
that's
nice.
fun. Yeah. Ooh, cool.
Okay. Right, Gerald, the next card is going to be above. And this card is going to tell us about actions that you're taking right now. Obviously pertaining to your YouTube channel. So actions, things that you're actively, this is going to tell us how you're getting your hands dirty right now in terms of your YouTube channel.
It is the Seven of Cups.
Okay.
Which is completely, this is, Chris, we did not plan this, right? This is like the perfect card for that. It's the Seven of Cups.
Seven of Cups.
Yeah. That's what's going on. What's possible? What's this? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah. So do you see this as a kind of a choices card, and this is representing all of the different choices and the different directions that you could go off in?
Yes, they're all possibilities.
Yeah.
And they're all options.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's this position again?
This is it's going to go here. It's the top. And this to me is actions that you're taking in order to, achieve your goals and stuff.
Which is the last couple of weeks I've been going, okay, and I have a notebook full of different possibilities and lots of content possibilities and lots of people I'd love to have on my channel. So
yeah.
Do you see that as the choice card? Choice card, or
do.
what?
This is an interesting card because I think it can represent a couple of different things. Definitely see it as all these different kind of choices and opportunities that you've got kind of that you're dabbling in. Sometimes I see this as a bit of a just be careful. It can be like that Netflix dilemma card. On Netflix, there's so much choice that you almost get to a point where you can't decide. Like you just spend your whole evening like scrolling through movies rather than actually picking one. And sometimes when the Seven of Cups comes up, it's that kind of a you need to give yourself a shake. You need to just randomize it, pick one at random, or like trying to suss out what one you're more drawn to. Sometimes it can be that, and that's always something I think to bear in mind with regards to YouTube and regards to our channel and stuff like that. Sometimes we get so many ideas that we kind of need to stop and think, right, okay, what one is true to me, what one is true to the content that I want to be making, what furthers my aims as a content creator. So that's maybe something that I would say about that card is sometimes a bit of a warning feels less just a wee tip, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And yeah.
I've just realised I didn't actually come to the chat for the first couple of cards, so I'm going to see what people in the chat think about the cards that we've pulled so far. So let's see.
There's a lot of really nice comments.
Elkie says you're going to get your rewards. Nancy, hi Nancy. Queen of Coins, monetize, monetize, monetize. Naomi says just like Gerald, he creates the same. Queen of Coins, I feel as maternal / paternal, says Selkie. Ginger's here. Hey Ginger, how you doing?
Hi Ginger.
Beth says nurturing for sure. The mountain could be taking things to new heights. Could absolutely.
Tanya, go you. That deserves a fan, Dwarf.
Beth says the mountain seems more a goal to me, aim high type of thing. I was just going to say Alice in Wonderland, says Kristen.
Yeah, and I have to say, Chris, I've had readers do readings for me, and they're talking about, imagine your channel doing this and this and this, and I can't imagine. It's not something that I would expect to happen. It's just like, wow. So, how's that for
Yeah.
honesty, people?
All those options to choose from, but can be confusing, says Tanya. Yeah, that's that Netflix thing that I'm talking about. All those dreams and aspirations, says Naomi. Welcome to the Lurkers Club, Jonathan, says Emmy. Liz says choices. Joan says, speaking of choices, I just remembered to hit thumbs up. Thank you, Joan. Too many choices. Don't know what to do first, says Selkie. You've got this, says Joan. Seven of Cups is also illusion. Yeah, that's right. So depending on how it's depicted and what what position it's in and whatnot, we can see it as illusion. It can represent. So I suppose that so when we're in that kind of a overwhelm, when we're overwhelmed by choice, we are kind of in that kind of it's almost like a warped reality. It almost feels like we're in,
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
when I'm saying you need to give yourself a shake. That is kind of like the illusion that this card represents. So the choices and the illusion thing, it does work together, I think, in a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see it as Gerald offering up varied experiences on his channel too, as usual, could be current and future, says Deanne. The Seven of Cups is the Netflix card, says yeah, definitely. Dazzle be all the choices, says Liz. I think it's about choices, but some of them are unattainable, so you have to rub your eyes and look. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that because it's from illusion to disillusion and keeping it sense.
Yeah.
A vehicle.
Gerald has a vehicle
Boof.
buffet of choices.
Oh yeah.
I might put the first two cards in opposition. Love the channel, but caution, it doesn't override real life and about doing too much. Right, okay.
It's true.
Gerald is the Queen of Cups for Tarot Tube, says Liz. Yeah, Kristen, they are. They're hot air balloons.
Yeah.
Do you know, Gerald, do you mind if I'm going to go and I'm going to switch lights here because it's getting to me too much, the
It's all
reflection
good.
thing. You'll still be able to hear me because I've got wireless, but yeah, I just need to turn the big light off here.
Quick, somebody go to a shelf and shuffle his vintage decks. Riffle shuffle them. Oh, hi, Chris. Didn't see you there.
I can still hear you, You're in my ear.
I know.
Right, let's. So that might be a wee bit better.
No, they're okay. Yeah.
Do the EV balance.
I love your setup, Chris. That's something that I want to learn. Brian, Blushing Nerd Tarot, is willing to help me figure that out. But I use an iPad and an iPhone. I don't have a laptop at this point. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, the OBS Studio is what I use. It is really, really good. So it is. Because I can have things wherever I want them. Do you know what I mean? And then I can kind of drag this and if I want my face to be bigger and stuff,
See, and I have to do that manually. I do that manually.
Interestingly, actually, see, just talking about this being hot air balloons, I mean, normally it's the element of water that we're associating with cups, yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting that we've got air balloons, so there's links here to the mind, to the element of air as well, and it's back to the ideas kind of a
Mm-hmm.
interpretation of it, all the different ideas that you've got to take your channel forward.
Yeah. And it also
Um,
suggests for me not to fill myself with hot air.
well, that's
Seriously, that's something that I pay attention to. Do people really care about this? Is this just a me topic, or is it something that others are interested in? So
yeah, yeah,
don't
no,
want
I
to
know
put
what you mean.
the damper on that.
Seven of Cups can also be it's okay to dream, pick one or two at a time, says Ginger.
Hmm.
Deanne, that's a good interpretation here. Gerald's channel has a lot of different topics and styles of videos. Maybe that's what the seven is shown as, says Joan.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't done a flip through video in a long time.
Can you
Yes,
fan thwarp that for me? I don't have a fan that I can thwarp
Chris
at
is a
Deanne for that.
fancy wireless bitch. You heard it here first.
I suppose
Elemental cartomancy.
I can do it with.
There you go.
Well, that's
Well,
actually quite nice. It's roasting in here.
it's very warm here. This is so I they are practical as well as good to make a point.
That's for the split screen. How do you all know that I've got split screens now? Or do you mean just the face cam and the table cam? Is that what you mean by split screen?
I don't know. Yes, that's exactly what it means. Ma, I'm trying to help here.
Hi Candy, how are you?
Candy.
Right, I'm just going to see. Liz says I've yet to see a video of yours that doesn't interest me, Gerald.
Aw. Okay.
Candy broke her fan, Gerald.
Candy, send me message me your address. We will fix this.
Gerald
I
is the
mean,
fan fairy. The fan fairy.
I'm the fan fairy. Wah wah wah.
Don't float away, stay on a path, stay grounded, says
Mm-hmm.
Kristen.
It's good.
Right, shall we get to the next card then?
Yes.
So the next card is your immediate aims. So what aims is it? What is it that you're trying to achieve um, by the actions that you're taking here? What are your immediate aims?
Is that below?
That is indeed, yeah.
We have the Ten of Swords.
Do we? Well,
As Jonathan would say, this is the acupuncture card.
okay, that's interesting. Let me just hold that up for people. Ten of Swords, and it's a pretty harsh Ten of Swords. It's
Mm-hmm.
very much inspired by the Smith Way. It's interesting that we've got the vultures. Are these vultures?
Yes.
So I love this because, and I learned this from the Brady Tarot. I believe it's the Justice card that the Turkey vulture is in.
Mm-hmm.
Vultures see it as much as we see them as, well, there's a very negative connotation attached to them. But see, vultures can process like decayed and diseased meat and turn it, they can turn it clean. That's what when they eat that stuff, that's what that process does. It's
Yes.
said that a vulture's feces, or certainly a turkey vulture, but I'm assuming that applies to all vultures, but it's supposed to be really clean because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm suggesting that anyone goes out and finds themselves a nice big vulture turd and starts washing their hands with it. Please don't do that. But it's that kind of a recycling, it's that kind of a restorative process. And we
Mm-hmm.
see that here. So, thank you, Gerald.
You're welcome. I'm like going, do not do anything based upon anything we say. Get professional assistance. Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the vultures, and I am aware, Chris, to interrupt you, I'm aware that if vultures find something to consume and there are too much for the group of whatever vultures is called, they will actually go out and tell other vultures to show up so that nothing goes to waste.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's interesting because I see this, and I don't want to get like really intense and deep and stuff like
Do it,
that. With
do it,
and,
do it,
and
do it.
so to me, this suggests that there's maybe been something previously where you've had a shit time of it, and your channel is actually a way of kind of a turning, um, maybe not turning that situation around, but you're making, you're turning that energy into something good. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm,
recycling the energy. So previously, you've been in demand. There's been something shit going on that's taking a lot of your energy, and this channel is your way of, almost taking that energy and channeling it into something good, something that feels more positive in your life. Do you know what I mean?
yes, I
Um,
do.
and it's interesting because when we look at this and we bring this into it, I mean, sure, like lots of different ideas and stuff, and lots of different directions that your channel could go in, but it also makes me think of the different people that you have on your channel. One of
Mm,
the amazing things about your channel, Gerald, is the social aspect of it. It's how many people you have on with you. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Um, it's like your channel is a great way to get to know different tarot tubers, just because you have such a range of different faces and everything on your channel. Um, so I, if I'm kind of a linking these two together, it's almost like your faith in humanity is being restored here. It might be that you've been feeling a bit let down in the past, and you kind of linking in and having this social interaction with people is almost kind of a turning that around. It's restoring that faith that you have in the people around about you, and it's
mm-hmm,
almost just like a wee, this is my way of remembering that the world is full of amazing, lovely, nice people. And
mm-hmm.
sure, there are some absolute dicks in it, but they are like few and far between. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's what I see there. What
That's
do you, what
really
do you think?
interesting because I like what you said because again, I retired at the end of 2019. The world shut down,
Mm,
and YouTube is a lot of my social activity. I am an extreme extrovert. Surprise. And this really fills a need. I've met some amazing and wonderful people. So it's also, so the immediate aims could be with this 10 is okay, you've thought about that, you've done that, and I see tens as you're just waiting for the next. I'm waiting for the ace of swords to show up. So this is the immediate thing. Okay, what are we done with? And let's move to something different, if
yeah,
that makes sense.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, I see tens as renewal of the cycle as well. Yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Okay.
And that 10 being balanced with the 10 of cups, it's not completely disheartening. It's it's very liberating. It's like, okay, now let's have
Yeah.
another adventure. So,
Yeah, definitely. Um, let's see. So Tanya says the Queen of Pence and the Ten of Cups could be being happy in your comfort zone with how your channel is now. The Queen of Pence likes to be comfortable. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tanya.
mm-hmm,
Uh, Vultures and everything, says Liz. Right? Yikes.
mm-hmm.
Naomi says, "What's done with? What have you exhausted and can release?" So
I see
asking
that.
you what can be released.
Mm-hmm,
Kristen says, "Clean poo." Nancy says, "Your fans are vultures who want to devour your soul. Beware, Gerald. Well, that's dark.
Now I want a fan with a vulture on it. Wouldn't that be awesome?
New from Chris, Vulture Soap, says Liz. I think I'll eat my tea later, says Cat. Oh, I'm sorry, Candy. It's 10 o'clock at night, Candy. Why are you just eating your tea just now? Malamir
because
says, oh
Candy's
gosh,
going to
darn,
be up
Chris.
probably for another. Candy's probably going to be up for another 6 hours. Making artwork.
Right, fair enough. Gosh darn, Chris, I was all excited to head out and find some vulture pieces.
He ruins all of the fun. Everybody's searching Etsy for vulture poo. Notice when you are feeling burdened, remove those swords from your back, clean, clear, and attune them. And that now yours to use. You earned them. Ooh, that's a neat idea. I hadn't really Karen. I hadn't really thought about those swords in my backs. If I take them out, then they are mine to use. That's pretty.
Yep.
That's a pretty powerful image, I think. I hadn't thought of that. Awesome. Thank you, Karen. Wow.
My mum jokes that the vultures are employees of the highway department as they remove roadkill.
Mm-hmm.
Was looking at the parallel/mirror card of the Ten of Swords of the Cosmovisions Oracle, which is essentially a tarot deck, says Deanne. And it has vultures. That's all. That's all. That is my comment.
That's my comment.
Boom,
She's out.
mic
Mic
drop.
drop. Thank you. Seeing for me, it'd be Fanthorpe. Yeah.
Vultures in flight is a kettle of vultures, says Liz. Candy says, Gerald's beautiful energy. I'm so grateful he has a channel, as am I. Can the card be saying to share more of yourself? Be willing to let your wounds show, says Kristen. Tanya says that's 2 10s now so far in the spread. You've completed a phase and now it's time to think about the next cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So vultures have a big role in the cycle as scavengers. You're turning something that is decaying into fuel/energy. Vultures eating is called a wake. Vultures perched on a fence is a committee, and when flying, they're called a kettle, says Deanne. There you go.
Hashtag
I wonder
Google.
why they've got different collective names depending on what they're doing. I've never heard of that
Because
before.
I haven't either, and I think that means they're extra awesome.
Sounds like
I
it.
love that.
Yeah, a committee of vultures.
Yeah. See, y'all learned something new. You can write that in your journal about vultures.
Kristen says vultures are Death Eaters. They eat fallen heroes on the battlefield. They help dead to pass to their next existence. In this instance, can definitely be trimming away what no longer interests you as a creator.
That's true. Is Kristen Louise suggesting that I become a Death Eater? I mean, I have the Santa Muerte deck. I do talk to dead things. I don't know. I love it that the card is moving while you're laughing. You're trying to keep your mouth shut. Next up, TAROTSTACHE, Death Eater. I'm going to add that to my business card.
You should. I love how Nancy comes in with the darkest reading, says Deanne. Malamir will be back shortly. My love has made early dinner. We'll be back.
Aw, hi Malamir.
Enjoy your dinner. A series of videos on death. You need the mask and the tattoo to be a Death Eater, says Liz. This is Death Eaters from Harry Potter that Liz is talking about.
I have read the books. I have not seen all of the movies.
Nancy, I love how dark your suggestions are tonight, says Candy.
I love Nancy. I think she's underrated. And I actually think because I did a laugh and learn about grief and mourning. And people, I mean, this is on a serious note, people were asking, they wanted more like that. And I'm like, I don't know what to do more with that other than to have people on as a guest to talk about their experience and where they're going. But that's, I don't know. See, that's the
Yeah,
sort of stuff, Chris, that I put into a journal and I write down. Like, I wonder what.
yeah.
Rambled. That was out loud, wasn't it? Oh, shoot. Y'all
That's
heard
okay.
that.
I think sometimes rambles are it's the best for this kind of a thing. That's where you
I do
get the
too.
really juicy stuff when somebody starts rambling.
Hmm.
Um, okay. Alrighty, so shall we move on to the next card?
Yes.
So the next card is going to be so this is assets. So this is something that you've got behind your belt. Um, that you can behind your belt, is that the expression? Under your belt? Behind
Under
your
your
belt?
belt. Yeah.
Under your belt. Um,
I don't
it's
know.
an asset that you have that you can use. So it kind of it links in with card five is usually like the pass card, but that kind of does make sense as assets because this is the stuff that you've accumulated, that you've got under your
Hmm.
belt that you can then use to progress yourself forwards. Okay.
They're tools in
So
my tool belt. Yeah.
yeah, essentially. So this is going to go behind. Which card do we have?
5. We have the 4 of Cups.
Oh, lots of cups tonight, haven't we?
Hmm. Oh,
Okay. She's very Marilyn Monroe, isn't she?
I can be Marilyn Monroe too. I have that same wig, but it's pink for TAROTSTACHE. You
I
think I'm
hope that's
kidding?
all, everyone. No, I absolutely believe you.
Good night, Simon.
Oh, see you later, Simon. Have a good sleep. Okay, so we've got the Four of Cups as an asset. So we need to try and think about what that might mean as a positive. Because of course, what do you see the Four of Cups as, Gerald?
Well, I see the 4 of Cups as a bit of being disillusioned and sort of meh about what's going on. And the other thing, if I look at it in the position of assets, Chris, I
Hmm.
do. People may not see it on camera. I am an emotional person, and I do try to uh, take time and release what isn't serving, and I do look at that. So I have looked at myself pretty seriously and what's been going on. I mean, what goes on. So I don't
Yeah.
think sometimes I think I have a realistic picture of myself in the way I feel.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
if that helps. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because when we've got all of this change happening, we've got these tens and this stuff that's changing, and we're saying like the reading almost feels here at at the head of it like there's something new is on the horizon, some sort of new challenge. There's a turn of the cycle coming.
hmm.
When we've got this as an asset, I'm like, is this like is the asset basically that you're ready to kind of take that next step? You're not still emotionally attached to the stuff that you now need to let go of. You're in a
Hmm.
place where you've identified what it is that the stuff that you need to kind of cut away. The stuff that's no longer
Hmm.
serving you. You've identified what it is. You've kind of taken steps to emotionally detach from it, and you're now ready to walk away from it and not almost not mourn it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that. What do we think in the chat? What do we see the Four of Cups as meaning there? Kristen says, I didn't even make the connection to Harry Potter when I wrote that. Grief and mourning, pardon, says Liz. Deanne says, yeah, I think people experience grief in several ways, and maybe not how we usually think.
It's not, yeah.
Beth says, I went down the Google Vulture tunnel. They're fascinating.
Yes.
Simon's away. Cups makes sense as Gerald is water astrologically, says Beth. You're Scorpio as well, aren't you, Gerald?
I'm as of right now, as I know it, I am Scorpio, Cancer, Cancer. But there may be some change in that. There may be a time difference, so that adjusts things. But I'm mostly water.
Right.
Ooh, I like what Regina said.
You know how to navigate when you're in a slump, how to push through, when a break is needed, etc.
I'll take that.
Come and get me, Marilyn Monroe, says Selkie. Use the discomfort, disillusionment as inspiration, and the sand and the oyster to bring out the peril in you. Just hang fire and think about it before the change, says Naomi. Don't they say that when children are bored is when they engage their imagination and come up with the best ideas in play, says Tanya.
Yes, they do.
Karen says, I get a picture of your tools working you occasionally. When they do this, you center, ground, exhale, and take charge. Most often, your tools are in great shape, organized, and ready to go. Hang fire. I haven't heard that expression in ages, says Liz.
I don't think I've ever heard that expression.
Hang fire?
Yeah,
It
what
means
does that
like
mean?
hold back a bit. Just hold
Hold
on
back.
just now. Just wait.
Okay.
The Four of Cups sort of plays into the reading with the Seven of Cups. Many choices can create overwhelm, says Beth. Still waters run deep, says Tanya. Selkie, I feel that you're not thinking about what you have. You're looking too far forward, not appreciating what you've got at the moment.
I can see that.
I was just thinking about that image and it being a reflecting pool, says Deanne. Hang fire is a refrain in a Rolling Stones song too, says Beth. Okay.
And Candy just
I think,
said, I say hang fire all the time. And I usually
yeah.
say, let me pump the brakes a bit. Just slow the F down, Gerald.
Do you know something else, right? So she's obviously kind of gazing at herself in this pool, in this pond, in this, whatever it is in the lake. But we can tell, certainly from our point of view anyway, it seems as though the image is really refracted. So it's almost like she's not quite seeing things as they are.
Yes.
Normally, we would when we see that that's the situation, we think about that as being a negative, but this is obviously in the position of being an asset. Okay, so you've got a different view on things, and that's apparently an advantage to you here.
I would agree with you. sometimes it's a challenge because I see things so in different ways than other people. Sometimes it's people don't understand the perspective because I see things in lots of layers. So pixelated image like in the water would make sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. The next card, Gerald, is it's going to be the sixth card, and it's going to go to the right here, and it's an opportunity. Okay. So this is the asset. The next card is right. What is the opportunity that's coming up that you know that this asset that the tools that I've got can give way to?
It
And
is.
this is sorry.
Go ahead. You first.
I, I was just going to say this is quite. If when we think about what the question is, this is quite an important position in the spread, I would say.
Hmm.
Um, so what card have we got?
We have the King of Coins.
Oh, okay. Quite a funny wee chap, isn't
Hmm. His mustache needs a little more wax, but that's okay.
it? Yeah. These wee cheeks, he's got wee like wee hamster cheeks. Like they're full of food, aren't they?
Hmm.
Okay.
He reminds me of of A Christmas Carol, the story of A Christmas Carol, the ghost of Christmas Present.
Right, yeah.
That's one of my favorite stories, and I always judge it by the ghost of Christmas Present. Is it
Right.
jolly enough? Is it over the top enough? So, but
Did you like the Muppets version of that? The
oh
Muppet
well, of
Christmas Carol?
course. I mean, yes, I do have a soul and I do have a heart, so of course I liked the Muppets version of it. I mean, but come on. And I have to say, the Patrick Stewart one is pretty darn amazing.
Right.
So, okay, digression.
That's okay. Okay. So there's an opportunity here for you to step into the shoes of the King of Coins. Okay, now for me, that talks about well, right now we're the Queen of Coins, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like right now we're creating the space, we're creating that safe space, and we're kind of a warmly welcoming everyone in. Um, Sometimes though with the queens, they don't have the same view on the bigger picture that the kings do. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as much as the queens are very good at kind of they're very much people. That she's very much a people person, and she's good at kind of a warmly inviting people in and drawing people to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's maybe not so good at looking at the bigger picture and thinking, right, actually, for example, do I want to have these two people on the live with me at the same time? Would that person not bounce better off this other person, and then I can have a separate live with them? Just as an
Mm-hmm.
example of what I'm thinking, do you know what I mean? So this is
Mm-hmm.
almost like getting that view of the bigger picture, having that more of that kind of that long term view of how you want things to be, and it's almost like just not becoming obsessed with, this is where it must be, all eyes on the prize. It's not like that, but it's just using that vision to almost guide how you're taking things forward. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
I do. I do.
Um, and the King of Coins also has a watch or a timepiece on him as
Mm-hmm.
well. And I always love
Mm-hmm.
when a card has a timepiece.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of just time in general.
Mm-hmm.
And time is one of the most precious things that we've got. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Um, so it's like not just managing your channel and the content, but managing your time as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Managing it around your life, having that not work-life balance, but channel life balance.
Yes. Yeah, and I have been trying to do that. I do things on Mondays and Tuesdays for the most part, and I'm happy to join others the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And this to me feels the opportunity for me is to be more directive with my resources, and
Right. Okay.
and to be more projective with them instead of waiting. To take some action and then adjust the as moving forward. But it also, I mean, it's a coin, so it does suggest the idea of slow and steady. Just keep on keeping on.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I love this card because there's so many. There's this bounty there, and we see the acorns, and there's so many. There's opportunity for me to share, and also seeds to be planted for maybe what comes next.
Yeah. Definitely. Ginger says, I see this Four of Cups taking stock of what no longer serves. You let it go, and the asset is that you now are able to take notice of the new offer that is
Mm,
before you.
mm-hmm.
Um, that would be fun answering the cards with song titles, says Naomi.
Oh,
Um, do you think that's a textile artist thing, Gerald? Seeing in thread?
yeah, I do. I think it's a collage artist thing, seeing things in layers, putting them together. It's a good
Yeah.
catch, Candy. Wow.
Um, look at those acorns ready to be planted and grow into mighty oaks, says Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Jim Carrey one as well, says Beth. Yeah, the Jim Carrey one's good. I was watching Becoming Elizabeth and comparing their moustaches to TAROTSTACHE with mixed success, says Liz. Queen of Coins and the King of Coins in one reading. Amazing, says Selkie.
That feels really good. Gaining wealth.
See gaining wealth whilst healing people with humour and facilitating their gifts to flow towards them, says Karen.
Oh, I like that, Karen.
Karen says Gerald is a beautiful soul as well.
Aw.
Liz says, for some reason I looked at the Queen of Coins and saw the Queen of Cups. Anyway, King of Coins will put things in place and see the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
A prosperous opportunity, says Tanya. Susan, hi Susan. Could it
Hey,
mean that
Susan.
some sort of backing for your channel is in the wings?
I don't know, but if anybody wants to, maybe I could get fans made. Sorry. Now sponsored by.
Excuse me. The King of Coins has always meant to me a successful person who is generous, resourceful, and humble.
Mm-hmm.
Mastery of a skill slash resource that will help your channel to prosper and grow, says Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
The ghost of Christmas present represents generosity and goodwill. It shows Scrooge
Yep.
scenes of people sharing what they have with each other.
Yep.
All of the cards have plenty of ideas, choices, resources, etc., says Naomi.
They do.
Okay, right. Now, card 7 is basically, so card 7 is kind of like the first two. We're kind of going back and taking another look at the question, but this is it through your eyes. This is it from your point of view. So this is how you see the question essentially. So
And where
we
does
can
that
have
one
card
fall?
7. Uh, so we're on the staff now. So at the bottom,
The star.
oh, the star. So this actually for me ties in nicely with this card, the
Mm-hmm.
your immediate aims. So how you see your channel, how you see the question, how you see your channel and the progression of your channel links in with what your immediate aims are. It's the start. It's that healing after a difficult period. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's that guiding light. It's that guidance in the dark.
Yeah.
That kind of helps you on your way. Remember, people, the star comes after the tower. So quite often when
Mm-hmm.
we're in that star phase, we're kind of almost a it's one of the most we're coming out of one of the most difficult periods that we can go through. One of the most difficult things we can go through. And the star is that healing, it's that guiding light that helps us
Mm-hmm.
through that. It's hope. So it's that first when you think about when you've been going through a difficult time or a dark time, think of that first spark of hope. You know that first time when you if you've been going through something, you feel like oh, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this. I don't know how I'm going to come up from this again. And then there's one thing, it can be something that just makes you giggle, or it can be some person that you connect with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that feeling, that first time that you feel that feeling of right, I'm going to be okay. I can still do this. I can, we can carry on. Things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
That feeling is what the star represents. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when we're talking about what your aims are, Gerald, it's from the Ten of Swords, we said that it was almost like kind of a making something brilliant out of what was maybe previously a difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
The star almost echoes that for me. What about you? What do you think about the star?
I love the star. Anytime it comes up, it's the card of hope. For me, the star is the universal blessing card. It shows up and said, "Okay, wish granted. Wish upon a star. It's going to be successful. You've ridden it out." And I uh, it makes me very happy to see
Okay,
that card there. So, and I like how the
good.
star is so inclusive in much of the majors that have come before it. And while she's got two bottles there, like Temperance, but I
Mhm.
also like in this one, it appears to be like a slingshot, and so
Yeah, what is that?
it's like, okay, there you go. It's going to be awesome. So unless that's some sort of a rune that I don't know of. And then there's the four-leaf clover and the lucky horseshoe.
Yeah,
So, and the fish. This is a card of good omen to me. Yep, there
yeah,
you go. And when I see this, depending upon the person for whom I'm reading, it's like, well, you get to be the star in this. Get
yeah,
ready. You're going to be the star. Get ready.
yeah.
So, wow.
Okay. So your moustache is a credit to the Empire, says Regina. Um, Hope and healing, but it can sometimes feel a bit far off and just out of
Hmm.
reach, says Danya. I see Gerald as having so many blessings being delivered that he needs personal staff to help him receive them all.
I need minions. Is that right?
A guiding light leading you through the dark, says Tanya.
Hmm.
Slingshot, take your shot, says Susan. Ginger says superstar.
Superstar. Do you get that reference, Chris? You
No,
don't.
what is it?
It's from a movie. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
what movie is it from?
The character's name is Mary Catherine Gallagher, and she's a weird Catholic schoolgirl. And I think it's called Superstar, right, Ginger? So,
Right.
Anyhow, I'm bad with remembering exact names. My apologies.
You get to be the star, Gerald. Get ready. Maybe one of those star crowns for TAROTSTACHE, says Liz.
There you
Mary
go.
Catherine, says Liz.
Mary Catherine.
Liz called
It
it
was, yep,
Saturday
Saturday Night
Night
Live.
Live.
Mary Catherine. Should look it up. They're
Okay.
funny. So
Yeah.
wow,
That's a superstar.
superstar.
Beth is saying to me it was a running skit on SNL. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The next card is actually the timing card. So by that, we're going to be able to tell whether you should be acting, depending on the feel of the card, that's going to tell us kind of is that now's the time to take action, or is now the time to do we bide our time for now? And do you know what I mean? It's that kind of a position. So let's see what we get.
The Eight of Swords.
Right, okay. Okay, that's interesting. So for me, I can read that either way. Okay, oh, I need to get the card out,
I
don't
was just like, he's into it, people, and
Okay, Eight of Swords. What do we think about that, eh?
Very interesting.
I mean, what I want to say is, so we know that this is a card that sometimes represents overthinking things. It's like the limitations that you put on yourself. Quite often what I want to say with this, hashtag overcomplicator, this is a kind of, so you can take, I think you can take this and do whatever you want with it as far as it being a timing card is concerned, because see, as much as you might look at that and think, oh, you got to get out of there, like, as in take action now, let's take action and let's progress this situation and get out of the situation that we're in. That's one of your options. But see, when you think about it, as much as this might look a bit like a prison, it's also a protective barrier around her. So it's down to your interpretation whether she's trapped or whether she's protected. So I think that I think that you've got options there. I think you can act now. Do you know what I mean? You can act now and progress the situation. It really depends on where you see yourself as being at the moment. You can act now and progress the situation, but equally, there's no harm in you biding your time, okay? Because as much as you might, your kind of a overcomplicating brain might be, it might feel as though it's creating barriers around you and stopping you from getting out. It's also acting as some sort of protection, I think. Am I making sense?
You are, and if you're thinking about timing, it is the 8th month of the year. So now might be the time to do it. And I do understand what you mean is, are the swords actually protecting from something coming in or something trying to get out? Overthinking, overcomplicating. So
yeah, see, what I want to say to her is what action you take is going to have to depend on your environment, your external situation. And interestingly enough, card 8 in the traditional Celtic cross is the environment card.
yes.
But what action she takes is going to have to depend on what's going on around about her. Okay? Now, it might be that everything is awesome right now, and the environment outside those swords is is just right for for the development of her YouTube channel. But equally, there could be some dangers, there could be some dodgy stuff going on outside those swords, and maybe she's better off staying where she is, just letting that pass while she's got that protective layer around her. And then
Mm-hmm.
once that passes, that's the time to act. So I
Mm-hmm.
think this is a kind of a depends. I think you need to kind of a look at where, look at look and see where the land lies. Do you know what I mean? See
Yeah.
what the general atmosphere is on YouTube, on like kind of a, what do you feel is needed right now? What is this that is it that isn't there, that you can offer? And are you in a position right now where you can offer that? If so, go for it. Okay. If
Yes.
not, if it's maybe like the situation where it's like, right, okay, I'm better to bide my time and wait, then you know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the atmosphere on YouTube can be a wee bit toxic, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
like that's not unique to YouTube. That's just life in
That's
general.
everywhere.
Sometimes
Yes.
when we look outside our protective barrier of swords, it can be a really shitty time. It can be really toxic, and sometimes the best thing to do is actually just kind of a keep yourself to yourself, hang fire for now, and then you can kind of a reach out and you know once things die down a wee bit, do you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
a what I'm meaning when I'm saying you cast your eyes out, see what the environment is like, and make your
Mm-hmm.
decision from that as to whether
Yes.
you act now or you wait.
Yeah. And I also, it suggests to me is um, with the all of those things, and if each of these swords is an idea, then just pick one of the swords and do it. Don't try to do all eight of them, because that never works out. That
Mhm.
turns into, that turns into the nine and then the 10 of swords, and then it becomes the 10 of wands. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'll have to think about that one. That's an interesting one.
it is. Let's see what the people in the chat.
I am also wondering,
Um,
Chris, if that relates to the Four of Cups, because it's double. Eight is double the four.
it's double the four. Yeah,
And so,
yeah, yeah. It'd be interesting if this is um this is the situation as you see it, and this is the actual reality around about you, or is it the other way about?
hmm,
Is this what you think of the situation, but this is actually the reality? It's
yeah, that's well said. Hmm.
um. Let me see what everyone else thinks. So,
Oh, yeah.
Gerald, just don't knock over all the chairs, says Liz.
That's a reference to the
Um.
SNL skit.
Oh. Or put your hands in your armpits, says Beth.
I already did it.
Too late for that, Beth. They already did. Naomi says, when you're ready.
Do it.
The Eight of Swords. Gerald, are you fretting? Asks Liz. Oh, you've answered, sorry. And it was
Yeah.
Beth, it wasn't Liz. Sorry, guys. Chris is getting tired.
Yeah.
Let spirit and intuition dance through you, Gerald. Channel your actions with music and sachet, says Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Smart.
Gerald, weren't you a theatre actor? Even if not, you have the creative ability to set the stage and they will come.
I wasn't an actor, but I was props master and set dressing, so,
Yeah,
and crew. So yeah, I get that. The idea of setting the stage makes perfect sense to me.
yeah.
So,
Beth says, looking at this entire reading, my question is, what is motivating your question about your channel? Is it boredom? Is it fear other people are bored? Is it a sense of adventure? Is it a desire for growth?
hmm.
Yeah,
It's that, yeah, that's a really thoughtful question as I think about it. It's like, okay, what do we level up? How do I level it up? and do I just keep going, or do I stretch myself?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, with the Queen and the King of Coins in there, the Star, holy mackerel.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Pretty favorable.
Interestingly enough, the next card, the ninth card, is ties in nicely with what Beth has just asked, because the ninth card is so that this card was your immediate aims. The next card is what's your what's the end goal? What's your ultimate aim? What's your overall kind of aims that you're trying to achieve?
Okay, and it is Strength 8.
Yeah. That up for everyone. So we've got strength, and this is Gerald's overall goals.
Hmm.
So what do we think about strength as the overall aims? Um, I think it's, I mean, it's, to me, it's a card about having confidence in yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
about, building your self-awareness and your self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
um, to better enable yourself to deal with the lion, to deal with the stuff that you have to deal with. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically just it shows your journey to mastering
Mm-hmm.
yourself, I guess, as a content creator, as a YouTuber. And yeah, I think the overall aim is to get that balance right, being kind of a out extroverted enough and kind of a confident enough in your own abilities, your own self-worth, and just confident enough in yourself to
Mm-hmm.
kind of draw everyone in, but also kind of almost like keeping that under control as well. You know, the thing
Yes.
with the strength card is it's a balance between the two. No one of them, the maiden and the lion, not one of them is more in control than the other.
Mm-hmm.
They're both different aspects of the self, and they've both kind of got to be let out a bit, I think. But
Yes.
neither one of them is kind of taking more control.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you think, Gerald, about strength?
I always see strength as also brings the idea of perseverance, sticking with
Mhm.
it, and as you said, mastery, and sometimes to take that next level of mastery, you have to do those mundane things.
Yeah,
And I was just reading something in the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, and I don't remember which card it was, but it was talking about using the rote practice. This to me, actually, what this is it's the balance of the doing the lives. I love this. This is what I really like. I like being engaged with you, like interacting with chat. As a
yeah,
content creator, Chris, there's lots of stuff that goes on in the back end,
yeah,
and sometimes the back end stuff just gets tedious, and it's like, "Ugh,
yeah,
okay, okay, but I have to. I say I have to do it. I do it so that this can happen.
yeah,
So, but yeah.
yeah. I know what you mean. Liz says another major arcana. You have a strong heart, Gerald. That's where your strength is. Follow it, says Karen.
Aw, thanks, Kat.
You'll be able to master the out of control lion of the YouTube, says Liz. And I would read the strength card here as a desire to find inner peace, maybe wrestle some self doubt and tame it,
Hmm.
says Beth.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense, actually.
But definitely just, yeah, just. becoming familiar with, getting to know your own, your own. It's not just your skills and your positives, but your weaknesses and your negatives, and bringing all of that juicy stuff together because it's all you. It's all part of what
Mm-hmm.
makes you you, and bringing all that together and using that as your superpower. In order to kind of further your channel and develop your channel and grow it and make it what it's meant to be. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like the taking the good and the bad, taking everything, and finding a way to make that work towards what you want it to
Mm-hmm.
to
Well,
do.
and I think, and if I'm honest, I'll be honest. I love this. I love this interaction. What happens when it gets really big? Am I still going to be able to do that? Am I still going to be able to do this and engage everybody in chat? It's a nice problem to have, and I could be up for the task.
Yeah, I know what
Listen to
you
me
mean.
getting all cocky. Oh, I'm going to be all that. Oh, here, I need a fan for that. Yeah, I'm all that. Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, well.
Um, let's see.
So long as I
Regina
can
says
keep being me.
could also be
Oh,
a little on the nose. Play to your strengths. Courage to be your true self, says Nancy. And to be fearless and being a public persona. It is, after all, the card of Leo,
oh yeah.
says Regina. And we're in Leo right now, actually, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Your ability to show your weaknesses without weakness is a
Mm,
superpower, says Liz.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
It's
nice, isn't
pretty
it?
poetic. Yeah. Because I'm so
You-
organized, and I was shuffling the Tarot of the She because that's what we were using tonight, right, Chris?
I wouldn't actually have minded using the tarot with the she. I like the tarot with the she.
I do too, but I'm glad I had the bonfire available. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Karen says you are all that. Minions will help you so you can engage
Oh,
as you choose. And then Nancy says keep your focus on what you want and hire a flunky. If you get too overwhelmed, a flunky with a fan.
yeah. No, wait a minute. I want to be the
Okay.
only one with a fan because I don't want a flunky thwarping me. You know, it's like Bob the drag queen's song "Purse First." It's like, oh my gosh. Hashtag look that
Could,
up.
could you not have like those like topless guys around you, like one with a fan and one like with grapes, feeding you grapes? Maybe
Well,
one
I
with a wee
mean,
glass of wine as well.
they're off camera. I'm not gonna, if you see a random hand come in, handed me a glass of wine, that's then my secret's out. Because my gosh. Is Gerald going to put
Okay.
us to work now? Oh, pool boys. Oh my.
Right, okay. The final card is a bit of a wild card, but it's going to kind of link in with the asset and opportunity cards, and we can also see it as a kind of a final card. It's like the what's it all coming to type card. So you can
Mm-hmm.
see this as the outcome card if you want to. You can see this as kind of expanding on the assets and the opportunities and the directions that that's going to take you in.
I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, it's the Two of
Oh,
Wands.
two of wands. So we've got a wee wand card coming in. Okay, I like that card.
I do too. Thank goodness for a wand. Suck on. We don't have any
Isn't
wands here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. So I'm going to hold this up so people can see it. So I mean, this to me, this is the twos have all got so much potential in them. Okay, because for
Mm-hmm.
me anyway, for my numerology for the twos, we haven't actually carved anything into the stone yet. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't taken any action that's past the point of no return. Um, The twos is all about kind of a discovering your gift. It's all about practicing, and we see trailblazing here as well, when you look at what's happening there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's building your portal, it's creating that space. That's kind of almost kind of a harkens back to the very first card. It's creating that space for yourself to be creative and do what we love about the wands.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I kind of like this as the wild card, as the outcome card. This is kind of a telling me like, it's it, like you can do whatever you want. The world is your oyster, or if you don't like oysters, then the world is your chocolate bar. Like literally, you can make of this whatever you want. There's nothing set in
Mm-hmm.
stone yet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of potential there, lots of opportunities. I mean, when we're looking through the reading, there's some things that you're being asked to maybe think about letting go of. Think about what doesn't serve you anymore. Think about
Mm-hmm.
what kind of a things do we need to move on from. You know, think about, are we in a position where we're ready to move on from these things? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're being asked to think about the bigger picture more. There's lots of asks of us, but at the end of the day, the ultimate card is saying, like you can still make of this whatever you want. This is still your thing to play
Yes.
with, and just make it fun, make it yours. Um, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, I love this. I really like this card. And you can see here, I think here, there's a mountain. And remember in the center, we
Yeah,
had mountains too.
we did in the
We had a
cup.
mountain. So it's that
That's
that
true.
idea of them. And so, um, yeah, I see the twos as like doubling, like the two of wands is like double your personal power. Then I recently got somebody said the idea of, let's say that the two is the one separated, and then the three would bring them all together in a new way. It's very interesting. And I like how there's a
Yeah,
path in this as well. So that trailblazing.
yeah,
So that's a great end. Holy mackerel.
it is,
And
isn't
it's a
it?
two. It's a two, so it's just beginning. The possibilities are really endless, especially with the other
Yeah,
cards.
so
Wow.
much potential in it. And the Two of Wands
Hmm.
is like a card of like brainstorming. It's a card of like it's like this is a time for coming up with new ideas. Go think outside the box. Do something that you hadn't thought of before. You're not like
Hmm.
locked into anything. Go crazy.
Yes. Yeah. And
Um,
it's the card. It's the antidote to the Four of Cups.
yeah, that's true. It is indeed.
Mm, creation. Fire with ambition. I was just looking in chat.
All right, okay. Let me have a look at the comments. Twirl that moustache. Plans within plans.
And I'll rub my tiny hands together.
The art of creation in the twos, says
Hmm.
Liz. You're on fire with ambition. Gerald, maybe after this live, you should do a reading for yourself, layering into this one with the tarot of the she. It
Oh
might
yeah.
be there might be a reason that you've grabbed it.
Hmm.
Naomi, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, it was, Naomi. Thanks for being here.
Finally, a wand. The fire had to make it through all that water, says Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
But that potential of the Two of Wands brings you back to having to know what you want. Um,
The
Maybe the
mountain.
mountains mean that you need a change, says Nancy.
A challenge. I like a good
Yeah.
challenge.
Karen says, thank you,
Oh,
Gerald, for letting us look through the window to get a peek into your brilliance.
you're welcome.
Oh,
Thanks, Chris, for making it nice.
Ginger says that we're all awesome.
Hmm.
And Well put, Gerald. It is the antidote to that pesky 4. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
that kind of a spark in that fire, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, because fire and water in the appropriate portion, it makes steam, and you can do a lot of stuff with steam.
That's very true. Get things very steamy.
Mm,
Okay.
that's for the OnlyFans.
So let's just quickly bring this back in. Um, so what do we think about the soul card now that we've been through the reading?
I'm actually it feels a little like a chrysalis now. It's like, okay, there's a transformation going on, and we have put this, we have contained, and so then there's energy exerted in order to break out of that, and
Yeah.
so all of the things in that are is your camera going in and out, or is
Ah,
that
it's
just
doing
me?
something
I was
absolutely
just like
bonkers, isn't
going,
it? No, it's
whoa.
not
I was
just
just
you,
like
it's
going,
happening to me as well. I'm
I
going to
haven't
move
done
these out of the way. I,
anything.
I
Was,
think it's like, oh my God, there's so many cards. What do I focus on?
what do I look at? What do I look at? But
See,
this could be like a chrysalis, and you have to go through all of these things. I've got to have that 10 of Swords moment, the 8 of Swords, and then on the other side of that, have the strength to be released, and therefore I have two wings instead of just
yeah,
being one person.
yeah, 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 that's really cool. I kind of thought the same. I was like, see, when I was looking at it before, I was like, oh, that's nice. You know, the person's nice and protected, and they're in this wee bubble, and this person's looking after them, and that's fine. Now I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Like, I feel as though this person's like, do you know what? It's time for me to kind of a break out and get my that 2 of Wands that I can't pick up because I don't have any nails. That 2 of Wands that we ended up on, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Do you know what? I'm gonna get my hands dirty now, I'm
Yes.
ready to take some risks." Do you know what I mean? And, let's get things moving. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like, you don't need to protect me as much. Why don't you kind of, walk beside me? Why don't we walk hand in hand, and
Yes.
let's do this together? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
that makes a lot of sense. Yes.
yeah.
It,
Oh, that
it's
was
like
really
it's like
nice.
a parent. It's like a parent with a child. They go to school, and the parent is not with them all the time, and the you know child grows and tries to venture out and do things on their own.
Yeah,
It's what happens.
yeah. So this is what I'll leave you with then. This is what I want you to think about. What is your safety net right now? What is the safety net? What's the thing that's kept you protected thus far
Hmm.
that you think you could maybe, you know, not rely on it so much?
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though perhaps that's what the Ten of Swords, these cards that are talking about change and thinking about what doesn't serve you any longer. Maybe there's a bit of a safety net right now, and you need to kind of put that to one side and say, right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to go at this. So, what is the safety net in relation to the question, in relation to your channel, and how do we go about, taking a wee bit of a risk and breaking out without that safety net? You don't need to answer that now. That's just kind of what I'm thinking when I look at the cards altogether.
And I think what I will do is I will use the Tarot of the She to pull a few cards to see what the safety net is around that.
Okay.
So I'll do that after the live because it's late and you need to go to bed.
I do. I've got to contend with a 4-year-old tomorrow, so I need
Yeah,
my
but you
energy.
love it. You love
I
it.
do. I do. I
Yes.
do.
I
I'm
should
looking forward to seeing her actually because I didn't see her last week. So,
mhm. I should get her a
let
little
me.
fan. I should send her a little fan for her.
Oh, um, right. Let's see. I'm going to quickly just go through the comments. Jonathan says, "Great reading. Sorry I had to lurk so much."
It's all good.
Also enjoyed.
Thanks, Box with a
I'm
Book.
glad that everyone's enjoyed it. Move forward with that steam, says Beth. Thanks you two for exposing Gerald's insecurities and doubts. You'll do great things, Gerald. Karen, it was lovely to meet you as well. Thank you so much for being here. You're very, very welcome. It was lovely to see you.
Thanks for being here, Karen.
The steam will power the movement, Gerald, says Naomi. There you go.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Malamir. Ginger says love to all. The upper person is using their wing to stoke the lower person's heart fire, says Jonathan.
Sort of like to fan the flames. It's I'm a
yeah.
Jackson. She's seeking Gerald's talents for herself. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if we had another episode of that? The Lovers, the Magician's Strike. Wow. That's pretty incredible.
And we've got that strength card coming out there as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. Think about that strength card, because there Liz has just pulled it for you as well. So we'll see. Okay, right. Let's leave it there, guys. Gerald, thank you so much for coming on again, and for letting us all be nosy and get to know you just that little bit better.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest
today.
Gosh. I really appreciate everyone that does this, because I know that it's not the easiest thing to do, to come on here and bare your soul to to TAROTube. So thank you so much. I want to say thanks to everyone who's been here in the chat, particularly those who've been kind of contributing to the reading a lot along the way. It's been absolutely fantastic. Gerald, have you got anything? So we know that you're on Richie's channel tomorrow. Have you got anything else coming up that you want to talk about?
Yes, on Sunday, I am on Sunday Connections, Dozen Cats for Me, with Thayer.
Okay.
And then I have April from Tarot and Witchery coming on Monday for a casual. So we're going to get to know April, I'm very excited about that. And then Tuesday, it is, wait a minute. Oh, yes. Tuesday afternoon, I'm doing a laugh and learn about grounding with medium Betsy Palmer as one of my guests. Tuesday morning is Tuesdays with TAROTSTACHE, exclusively on Jane the Secret Tarot. So we already have an exclusive contract with Jane the Secret Tarot, Chris. So for Tuesdays with TAROTSTACHE. But yeah, lots of wonderful stuff coming up.
Good.
So
that sounds really good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Excellent. So right, guys. Thank you again. Make sure that you're subscribed to Gerald's channel. Make sure you turn on the notifications so that you see when all of this amazing stuff is happening. My next guest on Roundtable Readings, I believe, will be Robin from Toadstool Tarot.
Nice.
And I think that's going to be in around about a month's time. We're doing it around about his birthday.
Oh, nice.
So good. I'm excited to have Robin on. So yeah, I think that was everything. Take care, everyone. Thanks again. Have an amazing weekend if I don't speak to you. Yeah, see you all later. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.